A month and a couple weeks into 2025. I think we did this last year. Let's look ahead to this coming year and make some predictions. This is Atlas All Access. Lindsey Martin, you're back with me again.
I'm here.
I thought, okay, and you said it prior to us starting. You always take a brighter look on to life. Whereas maybe I don't know, I can get down about things sometimes. Let's compare and contrast three things that we each think are going to happen in 2025. Okay, I'll go first. Here's my first one. AI and automation will continue to reshape what we do here in the staffing world.
1000% agree.
Yeah.
I think if you are not, and I've had lots of friends that are outside of this industry that says AI is going to, this is an aggressive statement, but take over the world. I mean, if you don't have AI, you're kind of behind the eight ball at this point.
Right.
There's so much technology out there, good, bad. I mean, I have the flashbacks of iRobot with Will Smith in my brain. You know what I mean? Taking over the world.
Terminators or whatever, right.
But in the end, you still have good guys in there. You still have the good robot.
Yeah.
I think what AI is doing, and I think everyone is trying to make the world a better place through this AI. And I think staffing is going to take a piece of that. Mm-hmm. We're going to be able to generate so many more things, answers, technological advances, speed because of AI.
Knowledge.
Yeah.
Just knowledge. Before it was just the recruiter, what they could hold up here, right? And whatever the CRM held. And now there are AI tools out there that will tell you this traveler is a perfect match for this hospital that has this many beds and this many patients and this is a ratio and or whatever. And it's right there. It's at our fingertips right now.
100%. I think that's exactly right.
There we go. All right. We'll see if that prediction comes true. I don't know. We'll see if it will continue. I think it'll continue to change how we do things. Will it take over everything we do? I don't believe that's the case.
I don't think so either. And I think your prediction leads to the way I was going with my prediction.
Okay.
I'm much more EQ based.
Okay.
My prediction was the world is uncertain. AI is bringing a lot of answers into it, but I think where I first went, as with our industry, as with, I would say, any other industry out there, the world wants to trust people more right now than anything else. They want information that they can trust. And, you can go one way or the other.
Sure.
Can you trust AI? Can you trust robots? Or can you not? The information being fed to them is, in theory, true. It's data-based, in our industry specifically, as far as jobs, as far as what's available, as far as certs, licenses, need-based, essentially very correct and very trustworthy when that information is fed to your recruiter. Your recruiter feels confident getting it out to you with the speed that AI generates. It could really lead to more trust, a lot more good things.
I think there's a much larger conversation to have there, though, maybe for another time, though, about the source of that data and the source of the truth, right, that AI is using. I think can be influenced too. But again, I think that is a much larger conversation for another time.
Absolutely.
All right, here's my second prediction. We're going to see a continued shortage in staffing across allied nursing, you name it, right?
Okay.
And I think if that continues at the same rate that we're at right now, that where we've been for the past 18 months, that has to drive up rates and conversions. So I believe pay rates are going to go up and bill rates are going to go up this year. Now, how much? I don't know. And it feels weird saying that because we've been praying for that for the past 18 months and it really hasn't happened. So, but I have a feeling I understand supply and demand. It feels like it's right there.
100%. With inflation, the way it has been going, prior to 18 months ago, we talked so much about, hey, are we going to go back to what pre-COVID looked like? Mm-hmm. And I think there was a big market in our industry based on the hospitals and vendors to go back to a lot of those pre-COVID rates. Mm-hmm. But life, how much it costs to live,
changed so much.
Is not what it was pre-COVID.
Right.
I mean, look at the cost of bread, milk, things that you need.
Yeah.
Things have gone up. Housing has gone up.
Yeah.
So I think you're right on the money when you say rates have to go up in order to maintain, not only within our industry, but every industry out there.
Sure.
To keep people above water.
Is that just inflationary, or is that a product of increased demand and lower supply? I think that maybe remains to be seen.
I don't know that they're mutually exclusive either.
Okay, interesting. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is based on kind of there's a trend here. Trust was my first one.
Sure.
After the last 18 months, after the hardships, I think we are going back into a society where a lot of people want to go back to almost European style living, where family is first. You have a lot of people living with their families longer. You have a lot of people staying with their families longer. What that means is for our travelers in our industry, you're having a lot more people want to stay closer to home or only travel where they might not quite be duplicating expenses to live with aunt, grandma, uncle,
Sure.
cousin, best friend, family even, and not just adventuring out for the mere fact of adventure. I think the last, venture to say 3 years have put a little bit of fear in people.
No, I think that's totally right. Yeah.
It's the trust and the wanting to be near family. Now that plays exactly into your number 2 with how expensive it is.
Right.
And how much you need more money to get by with what you thought you could buy. So
Right.
Yes, we want bill rates to go up. Yes, the supply and demand is there. But you're also going to find people using cost-saving measures.
Yeah.
Like staying with family, traveling to family, or trying to be what we call a local traveler, not a true traveler.
Right.
And staying close to home so they don't necessarily have to duplicate expenses. So I think that kind of goes hand in hand.
Interesting. Okay. I could totally see that too. Like it's European living. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Like
you think about the generational living is the term I was looking for.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that could totally happen. All right, my third one, and this was when I said out loud I think I did a thing for, was it Staffing Futures? Staffing, I can't remember. No, I think it was Ref Assured. Had asked for predictions at the beginning of the year, and I honestly believe in this one just because I feel like this is the way the country is going. Like it or not, this is the way the country is going. There'll be a return to more U.S.-based staffing, not only recruiters, but compliance and everything else. Whereas over the past couple of years, some of that has been migrated overseas. We see it in our accounting firm. We see it in with our bank. We see a lot of that happening, pushing it overseas, and now it's coming back. And I think we're right at that same place too. I think we will continue to see more hiring in our space for those compliance roles than maybe we're overseas previous to this.
I think the way the country is headed right now, I think you're exactly right from everything I've heard. And I am not somebody that doom scrolls generally. So I don't always hear those things.
Nathan caught me doing that earlier today. So
I like the sunny disposition on things, but I think hearing what I've heard, knowing what I know, listening to the people I listen to, I think you're exactly right. I think, and it's so funny the way you phrase things, it plays directly into the 3 things I wrote down that America, our industry, wants to get ahead while maintaining safety, knowing that everything is in-house, in country, not that anything's wrong with any of those other countries.
No, right. Yeah.
Just the mindset that we have right now, knowing that you can reach out and, grab that hand if you need to, safety-wise, is really the direction.
I think there's been a movement back towards that familiarity that maybe we had pre-pandemic, that I can't just call the hospital. I can talk to the accounting department, or the hospital can, or the VMS or the MSP can call us and talk to that compliance person. Like, we're open to that. That happens often with us. But if you have there's a time difference or a language barrier or whatever the case may be, I think we're looking for that familiarity again, and that's where that prediction came from.
Yeah, no, I think all 3 of those things play exactly into that familiarity, that family, that trust, and that safety aspect are those 3 things. And I think that right on down the list are the sub bullet points to exactly what you were saying.
This was way more positive than I thought it was going to be.
See what happens?
I know, right? That's interesting. Okay, I do think, just in all, I mean, I'll give you my kind of little wrap on what I think this year is going to look like, and then I'll ask for yours. But I really do think, coming out of what we saw in 24, we're going to see brighter days ahead. I really do think so. And maybe it's not a huge jump. Maybe it's incremental increases. We will see those happier days sooner rather than later.
I am always somebody that believes if you can't see the sunshine, you got to create your own sunshine. And I think we, and I can say this confidently at Atlas, work with a lot of internal and external, both our recruiters, our staff inside Atlas, as well as our travelers outside of Atlas. Try and do the same thing. If there isn't a job, call your old manager. If you're having a problem, reach out to compliance, reach out to your recruiter. They're gonna find a way to make it work. I think knowing that makes all the difference, and it creates this sunshine where it might look a little bit bleak.
When it's gray.
Yeah. That you have, even if it's just this little bit of control in your own life, if you're willing to advocate for yourself, it creates waves.
Yeah.
And it creates your referrals to have the same disposition when they come back to your recruiter or go back to that compliance person.
Yep.
None of us is perfect.
Right.
It's not going to be perfect. We're not headed for rainbows now.
No, right.
But those little rays of sunshine that break through, if we can magnify those, if Atlas can be the magnifying glass to the little ray of sunshine that comes down, just start a good fire, not a bad fire, not a California fire, but a good fire, and just bring that momentum and let it spread. I really think we can be those people for our industry.
Lindsey, thank you so much.
Always. Thank you for inviting me. I love being here. I love talking with you, and I love spreading some sunshine.
I'll come up with some more topics for us. How about that?
I'm always here.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
We'll see you next time.